Gucci. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So this is the forearm shirt. Again, part of the Shelter 2026 annual collection. So most annual collections that we do, again, we've always said that we don't really mood board anything, which I still believe we don't. At least not external reference wise. We might mood board like photos of samples that we've already made and fabrics that we're working with. But anyway, so all annual collections, as a result, start with this like a notion, essentially, right? Like a sentence that encapsulates what we're trying to achieve. So last year's statement or sentence was that most clothing brands are limited by the fact that they work on the same canvas. The canvas being the human body, which is limited by two arms and two legs, generally speaking. So as a result of every brand working on that same canvas, there is only a certain level of innovation that can occur, right? And which is why we are at like peak saturation in the apparel industry. So if we apply a new avatar, like a different body, like to clothing, maybe a person with extra limbs, less limbs, or whatever, can you create something new as a result of having a new canvas? So with the forearm shirt, it was meant to be the shirt that would be paired with the corduroy blazer and the pants. And historically, I have a big fucking hatred of ties in general. So that's why we did a Mandarin, Nehru collar, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And now coming to like the shelter concept with the additional limbs. So we decided to do forearms, right? So again, this is nothing new. Brands have done forearms before. However, I don't know of any brand that's done functional forearms. So there's brands that have like, point being that this seam would actually be closed. It wouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to place your hand in it or anything like that, right? um, so that was the key difference that we wanted to achieve when we did the forearm shirt for this. Now, in terms of styling, it also offers a beautiful array of options as a result, right? So, for example, you want to tie it in the front yourself?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, one, you can tie it in the front or the back. So, you're able to achieve like the classic Garuda cinching the garment bullshit that we always do anyway. But apart from that, you can also wear it asymmetrically as well. So, for example, if Gurkamal takes his arm out of this one and then pops his arm into the bottom sleeve, yep. Now, and then he would just have to move this up here. And as a result, the whole shirt does become asymmetric as well. And he has multiple options of how he can manage that extra sleeve, right? So, for example, I prefer to tie it in the front, but the back also doesn't look bad. Here you go. Turn back. Turn to the other side. Yep, back to the front.
Oh, that's it.
Whatever. Back to the front. So here you have like the ripple wrinkle, and then you get this big knot at the back. So it becomes like a nice, interesting statement white shirt as a result, right? Turn back to the front. And obviously the other options being that, you could even put both your arms through the bottom sleeve as well. Yeah. And then you can use this additional volume here, and you can even make it look like a little Shah Rukh Khan moment with a sweater tied around your neck. So again, the idea being that a different avatar with different limbs leads to a different canvas, which can lead to different garments, which is again why we think most brands are saturated beyond fucking belief, because of the fact that everyone is working on the same canvas, which you probably should. You should work on two arms and two legs, but we have the liberty to not.
Can you tie this at the back also?
Sure. Jeez. I don't know what you think is meant to be achieved by doing this, but sure. Turn to the front.
I can't see myself. So.
Yeah, actually, it looks alright. Fuck, I don't know. The point is that like this is a piece that you can get quite creative with, right? Again, which is the whole concept of the shelter thing. The fact that the creativity is limited because of the fact that the canvas it's being designed for is the same thing as everyone else, right? And I don't know. I think I'm just undressing him at this point. I think we should stop.
So great.